Hello everyone, it's Matt here, and this is a review of 80101, which is one of the two Chinese New Year sets, or Lunar New Year sets, depending on which variation you prefer. So this is the entirety of the set, and you get 6 minifigures as shown here, and then you also get these spares. So there's been quite a lot of contention about this set, more so than the Dragon set, because of all these unique food items which have only been seen in this set. They're all printed. The only stickers, and I have the sheet here, are this one for the front door, this one, which is a picture of a pig, that goes on a bookshelf there. That is actually a actual Lego pig, although it has been a bit stylised with the curly tail. You get these sort of decorations here, which actually go on the window, sort of decorations around here, and then you get some family pictures which go there on this recess here, and then lastly you get a little sticker here which goes on the TV or computer monitor back there. So there's very little in the way of stickers in terms of the overall set size, and it's certainly quite amazing that that is such a case. All these prints as well, as far as I'm aware, I've possibly seen in the odd Ninjago set, but otherwise are completely brand new. And I must point out for some of these figures, it's actually quite nice. For example, this is supposed to be the mother. So if I get a proper background like that, you can see she's got some very nice jewel printing. So it is a sort of like a gold and silver leaf. So printing there, and then there's also some black for the stripe there, and then there's a little bit of yellow there. So this has no less than 4 different colours on, and both of these are printed with the same pattern. You can sort of see there's an extension of it there. This is the new dress piece, so it's a nice inclusion there. There's a really nice decoration, and you know, it's a shame that sometimes it doesn't extend down a little further. Sometimes I think that would be more suitable. But they're all very nicely decorated minifigs, and it's this table in particular which is quite nice. This is, I think, this is supposed to represent the like a family gathering. So you have your some grandparents, you have the mother and the father, and then you have the 2 kids. So there's a reasonably generic sort of offering in terms of family there. They're all yellow. They are all reused heads. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing new in terms of their heads, although some of them are dual-sided. So, for example, you have the father here, and his face is actually glassesless, and he's looking rather happy. So, maybe he's celebrating something. But a lot of these figures are just a single face, so you can sort of see no face on the grandfather. There is another face on the grandmother, and I think I recall seeing this set before, so she's kind of got a slightly different smile there to a plain one there. The mother doesn't come with one. The son does come with one, which is a sad face and a slightly happy face, so maybe his red envelope didn't necessarily contain what he wanted it to contain. And then we also have the daughter, who has a fairly generic front face and a really ecstatic second face. So clearly her red envelope possibly contained something a bit more. And speaking of the red envelopes, this is again another brand new print. This is 2 colours this time. So you have a dark red for the envelope fold, or the flat fold, and then you have some gold print. And the letter is actually a negative of ink, so in actual fact that's actually just the base tile coming through, and there's actually just a mask. So the gold is actually just surrounding the letters rather than the letters actually being printed, which is a fairly common technique in terms of printing. But it's really the table that does set this off. So I'm going to lift this off. You can lift it off. I do have to be careful though, because the rice is actually separate. So, and I will actually show that separately as well. So there are spares of these. So we have a new printed gold bowl, and so this bowl actually premiered in the Ninjago CMF line with Lloyd, I believe, and it was actually just a plain white bowl with a blue rim and then the picture of the dragon, I believe, or just plain white with the dragon emblem. This is actually dual gold, and I think it's the first time we've actually seen it in this sort of level of printing, so it's really nice to get this in that sort of form. We also have two other duplicate prints. Both of these are actually featured in the meal table. We have the rice sort of 1x1 round tile, and you can sort of see that that's just a little, like almost squiggles of grey there, but that's a really nice sort of decorative print. You wouldn't necessarily know what it is offhand unless you'd built this set, or maybe you'd seen an image of this set with it, but it's a tile that will probably be useful for a few things, such as microscale things. And then we also got this element here. Now I think this is supposed to be like star anise, or maybe some other decorative piece, or maybe a piece of flower. Either way, it could be quite useful to do pastries or that sort of thing. But really, it's this table that does show it off. And you sort of see we've got the 6 bowls here, one for each of the family members with rice in. We've got this nice fish here. We've got some chicken wings and chicken legs, some crab. I'm not sure what these are. I think these are supposed to be like meatballs or something like that. When we have that star anise element. We have what looks to be crackers or fortune cookies there. We got some shrimp tails there, bean buns there, and you can also the red bean paste baking through one of them. I think this is supposed to be stew. I'm not entirely too sure. And then you've also got what looks to be like spring rolls or something on the back there, and then some sort of greenery as well. And you also get 6 of these chopstick and rice spoon tiles as well. These are dark red 1x2s, I should point out. So even going off just this table, there's so many new and at the moment unique prints, and you can sort of see why the AFL community is a bit up in arms about it. And I can try and see why, because with a table like this, where it's got all these lovely elements on, and you know, you can kind of see why everybody's a bit unhappy with the fact that this set in particular, just one set, gets so many exclusive prints when everything else is a bit lacking. Hopefully we'll see these in other sets, but you never know. Now obviously I've not applied the stickers as you see previously, because obviously you can go to other sets and see the stickered versions of those. What I will say about this set is that it's supposed to be a 3 view set. So to prove that point, I'll just take off these figures, put these in the spare bin over here, and remove that plant pot. Interestingly enough, although the instructions put it here, whenever you actually look at the set itself, they're normally sort of back here, and this sort of stand as well is back there, and this is actually about, that's one of the problems with these sort of like plant pots as well. They have a tendency to fall apart like that. It's only a very little sort of fixture there. So obviously you've got this main view, and then you also have this front of house view, and this has some nice sort of lamps here. So we have 2 large ones in the corners and then the small ones in the middle. This door will actually have this triangular one here, so you can sort of see it does look a bit plainer, but nonetheless it's still a very nice door. I must point out as well, so I'm going to lower the camera for this, or lower the camera angle I should say. You can sort of see here this really nice decorative path here. This is actually the light bluish grey gold ingot, so all of these are them. And then you have this, I think this is dark silver. I don't think it's dark bluish grey, actually, is it? Yep, it's dark bluish grey, I tell a lie. So it's dark bluish grey, and you also get the doormat there. And then you obviously have these tan 1x4 curve slopes. Obviously these are normally with a plate on the end, and these are just the ones without that. Then you have all these nice flower elements. These are actually used in bag 1, and then I think bag 5 for the plant pots there. So it's nice to have a bit of variety. And also you get all these nice, fairly recent leaf elements as well. Then you obviously have this side you're not meant to see, and this is actually the back. So obviously you can still see through here, but you have these rather enormous panels here. And it's really a shame Lego didn't keep producing the 1x5x5 brick instead, sort of like stop producing it to produce these panels instead, because those bricks would have really neatly filled in here, or possibly even the use of the 1x2x5 and 1x1x5 bricks and use those instead. But obviously these save weight and also are just one element to save structural integrity and that sort of thing, which the set kind of has an issue with about here, because you sort of build, and I'll intersperse the photos here actually of all the different build sets, but you essentially build, that's bag 1, and then bag 2 is about here, and bag 3 is about sort of like here and some of this, and then bag 4 is this rear wall, and then bag 5 is the actual table and a few other bits as well. And obviously this is actually a viewable side, so this actually looks quite nice and fairly standard. You get a nice bit of detailing and panelling work here, and to be honest it's kind of shocking because normally you wouldn't actually see this sort of side in the set, because obviously you'd normally be focused on that way. So seeing all this extra work is kind of nice to see. And also we're back to the main view. So this set for the roughly £65, maybe 70 price I had to pay for it via Bricksanity. Ed's done a fantastic job of getting these imported for some of the save files. I think is really worth it, even if it's just the prints. Now for this set I'm probably going to keep it as is for a while, but then I might break it down into some smaller elements and then use it elsewhere. For example, I think a lot of these food items are probably going to be better served as elements in part of Ninjago City, maybe as part of the restaurant offering. The fact that you get 7 of these bowls and these sort of rice tiles sort of leans it more towards that sort of thing. So, you know, it's going to be really useful even as a parts pack, which is again another sort of shame that it's not being offered to Western areas as well. It's because it's only an APAC region exclusive. So anyway, that's my review of 80101, and 80102 is coming up soon. The other thing I do want to point out is just how large the box is. So, and I'm going to see if I don't break the set. So this is the set, and that's the space box. This is the box. It is absolutely huge. It's actually specially printed, so, or specially run. So if I sort of just about see there, so this is the set, and then this is obviously all the spares and the sticker sheet, and then this is the entire box. Now I will say this for the box, it's really thin. So obviously that's more designed to, I think, maximise the length of the box, so you can sort of fit in and out a carton better, and then just have more that way if you like. So it's to do with, it's really confusing the way sometimes I do packaging, but nevertheless, here's the box. It's all pretty much in English as well, I will point out. There's very little sort of Chinese or alternative language characters. You have kind of had one here with the Lego Hong Kong Limited sort of details here. You've got Chinese Festival Special Edition, and then the characters there. And then if I turn it round to the back, you then sort of have a sort of overall view of the set. So you have the entrance light, and even then they are off this side, so who knows. Then there's the sort of entranceway with the kid welcoming their brother in, for example. And then you have the actual family spread, and then you've got a bit more here. And you can actually point out that you can actually turn this table around. So it says on the turntable element, and I've just knocked a bowl off. And these chairs also spin as well, so it's a really nice element from that perspective. So that is 80101. If you can get your hands on a copy, I seriously recommend you do, because there's no doubt going to be supply issues for this set coming very soon, because obviously it's already been released several weeks. So I think it was kind of released around like the first week of January, so we're almost at the end of January now, or pretty much at the end of January now, so if you can get your hands on it, I seriously recommend you do. Otherwise, just admire the fact that LEGO decide to exclusivize certain things like all these prints and a few of the nice pieces that are exclusive to certain sets, which we don't get access to in Western regions. So that's it for this review, and who knows when 80102 will get built, but that's it for now, and see you later.